Nicky, thank you for your time. The first question, does everyone call you Nicky, or is there a gradual thing where you can become Nick, or is there another name?
Well, in Australia, I get called Wheels a lot, and people that know me very well call me Noodle. So, but otherwise, it stays with Nikki.
Okay, so for now we will remain at the Nicky level, but the second or third junket, we'll see if Noodles happens. But anyway, thank you for taking the time. The Best Man is the new movie, but you have a lot of upcoming projects. Did you film all your stuff for The Best Man in New Mexico?
We did, and it was all shot pretty much on the same location, which was good because we had very limited time. We sort of did, I think it was 11 or 12 days we shot out there. There's this enormous casino around a lake. It was actually a beautiful location. I had no idea where we were. Me and Scout just drove from the airport 3 hours inland, and boom, there we were. We were kind of laughing about it because we lost phone service for about 2 hours of that drive, and we were like, well, but her and I have made a couple of movies together before, so it was an adventure and we got there. It was good fun.
Was this your first movie in New Mexico?
I think so. I can't remember. I did From Dusk Till Dawn down there. So I'd been down there for that. I'm trying to think if I'd shot down there again before. Probably. I got to be, I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
Well, your co-star Brendan definitely remembers because he lives in that state. So he was going, well, that's easy to go from here to here. But in your case, now I know that you started out on Neighbors, which is just this huge show, this phenomenon, but you've had so much success in US-based television and film projects. At what point did you kind of realize that your focus was going to be over here? Because it's not the easiest thing to crack a new market like you did, and you still are.
Thank you. I always wanted to do this. Ever since I was younger, I wanted to move to America. So I started traveling here and having holidays when I was 18.
Oh.
And I was a TV host in Australia for sports commentating, travel shows, all sorts of things. And then Neighbours came up and I started Neighbours, but I'd been traveling back and forth to the States, and there was an opportunity to be in a movie in America that I'd met some people with a bunch of SNL crew here. And I was like, guys, you got to let me go. I got to go do this. It's where I ultimately, so I always wanted to come here. So it took from like traveling here from 18 years old till I was like 24, trips 2 or 3 times a year, making contacts, meeting people, got myself into a movie, got over here and stayed here with my paperwork. You just have to, I mean, I come from a tiny little beach town at the bottom of Australia. I mean, and then to sort of, you really have to will this in, and work your ass off and take risks and say no to all the partying and all the fun stuff and just focus and lock in, which I did. I sort of disciplined in that way, or was. So, it sort of brought me over here, and I was at a good age, where the industry was thriving at that time in a different sort of way. So yeah, I tested and worked on a lot of great projects with people and stuff, and just keeping the momentum is probably the hardest thing to do over here. It's sometimes you can get lucky and do a big movie overnight, but it's the longevity, I think, and the continuation that's, you got to stick it out because people give up quickly here. It's a tough city to live in. It's no joke. I've been here 16 years. It's tough.
That movie that you booked that was SNL related, was that Hall Pass?
No, that came a few years after of me living here. That was a movie called Hollywood and Wine. It's so funny, but like Chris Kattan, Horatio Sands, Norm Macdonald, David Spade. Like, it was like a cool gang of people.
Wow.
And, yeah,
I see everything that Norm Macdonald ever did, and I've not heard of that movie. Should I see that, or
it's kind of a little bit cheesy and funny. It's kind of goofy and silly, but you look at the cast and you're like, what? And Kevin Farrelly, Chris Farrelly, his brother, directed it. And, I knew all those guys, and I was the lead in this movie, and I was like, I had no idea what I was doing, but I kind of it's the funniest little movie. I don't even know where you would find it, but it kind of certainly got me in the mix with things pretty quickly and around some really talented, funny people. So if you can find it, I don't know where it is, but it's out there somewhere.
when you don't know where to find something, you look on Tubi, and usually
is that what you do?
But hey, back to you here. Again, The Best Man is the movie that we were set up to talk about. Great cast, yourself included. But when I look at the IMDb, it says The Flood, The Wheels of Heaven, The Nana Project, 72 Hours. Is all of that true?
Yes, that is all happening. That's
Well,
all coming out. I
a
know
lot
when
of
you say
these,
it like that, there's a lot of stuff coming out, isn't there? Yeah, there's a bunch of things going on. They've all been filmed, and they're all going to start popping up throughout the year and early next year. Some really cool stuff. Banana Project, it's a comedy, which it was so great to be a part of that. I haven't done comedy for years and I miss it so much. A lot of action movies in there, and yeah, some cool stuff coming out. I've had a really, really fun last 2 years, especially coming out of the pandemic, which by the way, I did do a couple of things in the pandemic, but coming out and sort of keeping moving already. It's hopefully it stays like this. I don't know.
before I ask my last question, the reason I asked if all that's true is a lot of the times I'll ask the people, are these movies true? And they go, they're just putting my name on to sell it. So, you never know if you're the thing that people are using to sell the thing. And in your
that does happen. But what you just read out is coming out. They've been shot and they are on their way.
But The Best Man is, of course, the best one of those. And we will plug that to no end. And the last question before I let you go, who is the best Australian band of all time? Is it INXS? Is it AC/DC? The Bee Gees? What say you?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. And as soon as you said that, Crowded House came to mind. Barnes, damn. There was a band called Dragon. I don't know if you know Dragon.
Them, I don't know. I have to look them up.
Please look them up. They're so old school, cool. I still listen to them to this day. More 80s, early 90s music. I couldn't say a favorite one. Some of the music that's come out of Australia is so good. I listen to Jimmy Barnes still living over here.
He has a new band, by the way, the Barnes. Yeah.
I see. I'd have to check that out. But if you remember, he did some of the music on the Lost Boys soundtrack, like going way back then.
There's like 4 posters, thanks to my wife, for the Lost Boys right here. So
okay. Huge Lost Boys fan.
If you say it's good, now I know.
Yeah, I love that. So, I mean, I couldn't pick a favorite. AC/DC, so badass. A handful of their songs I love. But, Crowded House, their music's beautiful too. Midnight Oil, I don't know if you've heard of them as well.
Oh, we saw the farewell tour last year in New York. Yeah, great band.
Yeah, so you get it. Yeah, I mean, when I hear that music, I get goosebumps just talking about it. So I grew up with it. It's just really some unbelievable musicians that come out of Australia and still is. Remember Silverchair?
Oh yeah.
Poor I don't Daniel. Know. Yeah.
Poor Daniel.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time and really looking forward to whatever project is next. And again, congrats on The Best Man.
Thank you so much, love. Nice to meet you.
Paltrocast.